a summer night, a shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. A brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life, you'll never find its match. It's all you live to be a million years. All heart.
Well, how you doing, guys? Harry here, the Old Train Farm. Wanted to get some weekly videos out, and it's been a little hectic right now between some of the stuff at the shop and some family issues that were going on. Made things a little rough. So we've been off by about 2 weeks at the moment. Now that things have settled down a little and getting a little squared away, I've had time also here and there at night to work on the layout and get some of the stuff done, which has been great. I've worked on the coal mine for a while. The coaling tower here, which it needed to be raised so we could get high stackers through for the guys that like to run modern equipment on the layout. Now they can. We also raised the bridges, the Atlas Bridge and our girder bridge, and I will pan around and show you some of that after I have the videos or a video on of pictures of the actual coal tower build. I will show those, and then I'll pan through and I'll show you what's been done on the layout, what's been changed. You'll also see some of the buildings as I did some of the paint work on them for progress as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Maybe you'll learn something from it. If I could post how to talk with those pictures on here. I'm still not that good with the editing on this, but I'm learning it little by little. So we'll show you the pictures, and then I'll go through and I'll scan the layout and show you what we're done, kind of where we're at the moment, and go from there with things. Then I have some other things I'll let you know at the end of the video, what's going on, what's coming up, and what we're doing. So have fun watching the pictures for a short amount of time, and I'll get right back with you. Thank yous. Okay, here are the pictures of the coal tower and the deconstruction, taking it out, and we went and built a new base for the bottom after we tore out everything. We cleared it all out, and I made a new base out of MDF. We cut it out for the rail to drop in, made the new upper section. It was 1 inch higher than the old section for the cars to run down. And then the rail we embedded into the MDF and plastered that in to make it look nice and smooth. I had it in the workshop, put plaster over top of the MDF and then painted it a concrete color and then started weathering the black. Now, to get the concrete to look like concrete, I did a lot of sanding in one direction to give you these lines so it looks like stacked mortar, and that worked out fairly well. I built a lot of the handrails by hand. On this one, I decided to add a sand tower up on the top along with a sand tower house. It made it for a little more interesting than the original. The original was originally, both Newfolk and Western had one, and Pennsylvania Railroad had several of them. That's where the original design came from. And like I said, the steps and the handrails, they were all hand done. The base, as you can see, I put that in with the rail, and then each section. Most of it is the old original coal tower and then built on top of the new base. And it originally, when I first started it years ago, it was a bucket and the top portion is a funnel, along with MDF plywood and masking tape actually painted over to give you the concrete look. This is an MTH building that I had repainted, and I made that Butler Paper Products, and I put that on a piece of 1/4-inch MDF, and that one actually I built it so I could set it into the layout. And as you can see, it's set in the back there now by the coaling mine. Alright, thank you guys for watching the short little clips of the pictures. This is what I've been doing. The coal mine area, we added a big coal bunker. Still got a little more work there to do. But here we had a great big hole that was there for 4 years. These buildings weren't around. I've had them in my stash for quite a while with my buildings. The Butler, that one was a complete paint over and redo and weather. And the Elscott Mills, that one there, I just weathered it up a bit, gave it a little bit of blackening and made it look a little more run down. I did paint the brown wood to give it more of a wood look and not a plastic look. But then we come to the most important thing that I worked on, and that was the changes in the coal tower. And on the coal tower here, I needed to raise it up for the high stackers and bring those cars through. The high stackers, and gotta say, the auto racks went through no problem. They were tight, but they went through. But the high stackers, they just hit. Now we got plenty of room for the high stackers to make it through, and that works out good. We added the water columns. I got one on this side, and then on this side here I added 2 more of the sunset brass columns. And up top I decided to do something different. Some railroads had sanding towers that were built in with the coal tower, but I wanted something a little separate, so we built a pump house and a sanding tower up top. So I thought that made a little more interest to the actual coal tower. You know, it is done off of a Pennsylvania Railroad and a Newfolk and Western Railroad style, but with my own kick to it now. Then along, as you said, did the buildings back there. We put some sidings in that we didn't have before, so we can actually put like 5 or 6 cars back there now. And I've had this Lionel switch tower for a while, and the MG tower, I wanted it on the layout, but I didn't know where I was going to put it. So I swapped this out for from the MTH to the MG for now. I can always go back and forth if I want. It's just set in place. Under the bridge, we did raise the bridge up over an inch. And as I will show you, the station is sitting in its original spot, and you'll see how much the track has been raised. As you can see, we raised the track up over an inch. Now, what was nice is when I built the layout, we built this on a grid system with risers. We were able to unbolt the risers, lift the risers up, cut some of the scenery away from the sides, which you can see here. We cut a lot of this scenery out along the edges, which we can go back and re-scene and redo our roads and side scenery, but we were able to raise the road bed up a whole inch. If you look, there's pillars right there. We'll be filling that in with plaster and get that scenery back to what it should look like. And the bridge going across for the road, we'll either use the old bridge or build a new one, but we will have to make sure that's raised enough for the same thing for the double stackers to make it through. And we got to raise that station up at least an inch and a half or so to get it back to where she should be for Hilltown. And I got a little bit of tweaking on the rail to do to make sure everything's leveled out pretty well. We still have some little peaks and valleys we need to tweak out, but we haven't sat with the level. We got everything up, but not completely leveled out yet. So that's the last thing we'll be doing probably in the next week or two. But we wanted to give you an update. I'll be with you in a few seconds, and I'll tell you exactly what else is going on for the next week or so and some of our projects we got coming up. Okay, as far as projects coming up, we got the Workbench Wednesday with Ryan. It was originally scheduled for March 2nd. We had to change the date to March 16th. Due to some scheduling conflicts and so forth. So keep your eyes for that for March 16th with Ryan on the Workbench Wednesday. So the Train Shop Weekly crew and so forth will be doing that with Ryan. The other project that we've been doing is the plaques. We're going to do an East Coast and a West Coast. We're doing the Union Pacific plaque first, and then we're going to do the wide-bordered Pennsylvania Railroad plaque. That will be the two plaques that we're going to do on the first pre-order run. We're going to only do 20 painted plaques. I will be doing 20 of the Union Pacific painted and 20 of the Pennsy painted. We'll be offering also up non-painted plaques that you can paint yourself. We'll have the non-painted plaques for $40. We will have the painted plaques for $65. Now the money that we get towards those plaques is going to go towards the addition that we're working at for the shop, for the second floor, for this layout and the collection to eventually get into. It's been a long time project, and I just hope we finally get there soon. With the price of lumber the way it went up, you guys know how that is, so I'm not even going to get into that. But I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy some of the progress we're making here, and we hope to have a lot of this done. Oh, and we did this week, we loaded up the trailer for the Allentown First Frost show. We'll have the North Penn O-Gagers Club layout, which is usually out in the garage. The club members will be there with the layout this weekend. Hopefully you guys can go out, see that, and enjoy that this Saturday and Sunday. Meet some of our members. There's some of the guys that also help down here on the layout. And now that we're getting back in the swing of things, and we're also looking for new members as well. So, feel free to join. I'd like to say thank yous all for watching. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoy it. And like I said, try to bring things to you. If there's something you'd like to learn about, give me a shout. We don't mind showing or trying to teach you. I'm not the best at doing videos and editing, but we can help you along the way. I thank you and very much appreciate your time. Have a good day. Alright, here's a picture of the plaques. They start out as plaster castings. They're done in hydrocal, then painted by hand. And this is the Pennsy narrow border, but we're doing the wide border. Don't forget to check us out on O-Gage Model Railroading Tips, Tricks, and more, and at Hennings Trains in Lansdale, PA for your parts. Thank you guys and have a good night. The end.